Okay, we're going to look at the different kinds of blocks that you can use to do, that I have, that you can use to do Mortensen math. I have 3 different kinds of blocks. The first blocks are Math UC. You can see that I got mine used off of eBay, and they came in this fantastic first class priority shipping box, and there they are. Even if you order them from Matthew C, this is, maybe they come in a plastic bag, but they do not come in a case. The next set of blocks I have are the Easy Math blocks, and you can see that they come in these 2 really cool Velcro closed vinyl plastic trays with lids. These are the Easy Math, and I can open these up. Here we go. You can see there the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, up to 9, and then the 10s and 100 blocks are down here in this box. And then over here we have the Mortensen blocks, and they also come on a tray. We have one 100 square up here, and then we have some, mine have these, 10s over here. Mine are older, so they have these flesh colored 10s, or we use these for 10s, and then we use these blue ones here for X's. And then you can see over here, you flip this over, there's your X square, and then right here, this is a bunch of X squares. Now, the Easy Math ones have also 2 colors, which you can do the same thing that we do, which is the dark blue you can use for X's, and these you can use for 10s, or the other way around. They both have dots on them, so you're still going to have to turn them sideways. Their backs are completely open on these, and these 2 to make them negative. Okay, so if we're going to compare the blocks, right in front of me I have the standard Mortensen Math. Sorry, I can't get the whole thing in the frame. We have here the red 10 or 100 block, or X square, and then we have the Mortensen X square, and then I'm going to pull out the Easy Math X square, or 100. Easy Math, Matthew C is just this box. You have these represent the negative, and this is the 100 square. You'll see on this side there's holes in it. This side is the Mortensen. Over here we have this Mortensen one. Then the back side, it's flat and smooth. If you're going to make this negative one into a regular X square for little kids, you'd want to cover it with something to make it smooth, so that it's the same as, say, whichever we use. We use these for 10s, but I also have these other blue ones for 10s. Like these are X squares. So this side is flat. You want to make sure that the kids know that, because this is 10. I don't know if you can see that in there, but this is an X square, because this side is flat. In Easy Math, and you can get a good idea of the difference in the size. So here's Mortensen, he's Easy Math. They have this side is negative, very much like the Matthew C, and then they give you a whole nother plate for an X square, which is smooth. And you can pretty much see that it's on this one that it's about 2/3. Let's get it over here. It's about 2/3 the size of a regular one. So on an X, let's pull that out. Or number 10. Easy Math does 2 different colors also. So one would be one you could use. This is X square, or X. Sorry, I'm having a mental breakdown. This could be X, and then this could be 10, or you could use either as 10, but they come in 2 different colors. They have this teal color and then this dark blue. But if you look at the Mortensen, we have this. It's pretty much the size difference. So if you have little kids, The easy math ones are a little harder to use for little kids, so you're talking about degree of difficulty. Picking up these for little kids is going to be a little bit harder. Here's the ones. In the Mortensen, just by comparison, and this is a 1, we'll pull this out, a 1 as far as the easy math blocks. Both of them are made out of pretty much the same kind of hard plastic, whereas the Mortens or the Math UC is this much softer plastic. These are raised, which theoretically is supposed to help you stack them, except they don't stack very well. The Math UC blocks, while they work for building equations, they don't work for stacking, and little kids really want to stack them, and they can be frustrating. I think they'll work. People are using them with Mortensen, but I think to get if I had my choice, that would be the last set of blocks that I would pick, would be the Math UC blocks. The other thing that's great about both the Mortensen blocks and the easy math blocks is that they come in these great trays. The Mortensen has this plastic tray, and the tray itself is part of the kit. So if you want to build tens, you can build tens over here in this 10 slot. Very easy. We just pull these all out, and you can practice your add-ins. 6 and 4, 5 and 5, 3 and 7, 8 and 2, 9 and, if I can get it out, 9 and 1. So these great trays, and some of the newer Mortensen math trays, they have these little inserts in them, which the easy math has them too. You can make them, which actually have the you can practice skip counting. So there's these little inserts. I'll show you when it comes to easy math what those look like. So that's, put these away. Hold on. So this tray underneath is the same thing that holds your extra hundreds. It makes it easy for storage. You're not spending a whole lot of time sorting. If the kids dump them out, you have to spend a lot of time sorting. But they make it, easy to take with you, easy to carry along. If you have to move this stuff from one room to the next, if you don't have your own homeschool room or a place where you're doing all of your schoolwork with your kids. Let me put these away. The math, or the easy math, and I really like these. Their blocks come in these fantastic plastic trays. They're much smaller. They're not something that I would necessarily want to use with the little bitty kids that are, say, a year and a half to, say, 2.5 years old. I wouldn't use these because the blocks are they're too small. They're just really, really small. But these are smaller, so they make taking them, say, if you're going on vacation and you still want to do your math work or whatever, these things are great because they take up less room, and they have this excellent Velcro closure, so the blacks don't fall out. However, the ones do. And then these, the same things they have on here. Here, let's see if I can move it over this way. All right. So see, we can get this one, almost all of it in the shot. We can look underneath here, we'll pull these out. This has basically what the new Mortensen does. Underneath is this wonderful little plate, and the plate has on it skip counting, so you can practice skip counting 5, 10, 15, 20, and it has it for every single one of the blocks. So we have the 4 blocks, have a yellow one to match. That's in there for skip counting. And this one goes up to 9. And this one does have a few more blocks per number. So where Mortensen has 9, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Duh. 60 times 5 is 12. Or 60 divided by 5 is 12. So yes, there's 12 here. Let's see. These have basically the same thing as the other ones do. The individual numbers on the back for negative. I'm not sure that that's necessary, but they also have these little dots on them on the top of the blocks for Braille. Oh, you can't even see what I was doing over there. Yep. So these have these Braille. Oops, sorry. Here. These dots for Braille. Theoretically, to help somebody who's blind, I don't know. I have no experience working with a child who's blind, so I don't know if it works or not. I just know that that's what they were there for. Pretty much they're basically, the Mortensen and the Easy Math are essentially the same blocks, other than the Easy Math are smaller, and they have these really great trays. The other thing that I like about the Easy Math ones, and you'll find the same with the Mortensen ones, is that if you put them out flat, sorry, hold on there. You can easily, if you're not a klutz, you can easily stack the blocks. I really like that a lot. The kids like that. They want to be able to, if you're going to build pyramids or if you're going to be building towers, with the blocks this way, they stack on top of each other nicely. I don't know, like they stay together. They will fall down, which forces the kid to make new ones, but they're not like, these stack really nicely on top of each other. The things that I dislike about the Matthew C is, first of all, these are not made of the same plastic. These are made out of basically the same plastic that Lego. These are the Easy Math ones, and these are the Mortensen ones. These are very sturdy, pretty much like a Lego. You can't really hurt them. The Mortensen Math is made out of, these blocks are, this is a much softer plastic. So, and while these things are theoretically, some of them stack, they're theoretically designed like Lego so that they're supposed to be interlocking. As you can see here, they don't. They don't stack well. You can see the gap right in here. They're meant to lock. They don't lock. It's just a bad design. The other thing is, if you leave them out in the sun, they will warp. Here again, you can see the gap in between there. They don't actually interlock. So the frustration in stacking these, they don't sit right, and then because they have these grooves on the top that are meant so that the blocks would actually interlock, when you go to place them one on top of each other, say for building pyramids, they don't sit right, and these are warped on the top. Here, these pieces, they just don't. I can't see it. Here, these right here, they don't. You can get them, but if you don't have them on a very flat surface, if these ends warp down here or they bend, you're not going to get, they just don't stack well. So that's my problem with the Matthew C. However, what they are really great at is for Play-Doh. The kids love these. They love the back ends of these for making Play-Doh designs, making squares in the Play-Doh, counting Play-Doh blocks, making 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. In the Play-Doh, they like these. We've kept them all. They don't have this nice tray. They don't come. That would be the other issue, is they don't have the tray. The Matthew C blocks don't have the tray, so you can't practice the same way that you can with the Mortensen blocks. But they're not bad blocks. They have limitations. The other thing is, unless you get them used, they cost as much as the Mortensen blocks, which I I happen to like far better. The other thing I do notice is that my kids would much rather, not that it would, you know, my kids are necessarily the arbiters here, but they like the smaller blocks better. However, if we're going to be practicing math, we always pull out the Mortensen. These are much harder. These are more, for whatever reason, they like these to play with. Just when I let them take them out and play around and do math, they like these. If they're going to actually be doing math where it's going to be requiring them to manipulate blocks or something like that, they prefer the Mortensen, which are these. And I prefer the Mortensen for many reasons. One, we have a numeracy, a number ID tray that we use that comes from Mortensen. The other thing is the multi-tens kit that you can get with Mortensen, so that you're not, so that you don't, when you count out 9 5s or 4 5s, whatever, however many, or 10s, I'm sorry. So you're counting out 2 10s or 3 10s or 4 10s. You have this multi-tens kit. It's colored like this, so the 4 10s is yellow. It makes doing the equations, setting up the equations much, much faster, because by the time, a 4-year-old or 5-year-old starts picking out 9 of these, on one side and 5 on the other side, you've got a mess. So so you have the multi-tens kit, which we're ordering, and I think that's really helpful. And there's some other kits in there that are really, really nice that you're just not going to get with Easy Math. We also have the fraction stuff that comes with the Mortensen fractions. You can't get that. You can get it in, I know that you can get Matthew C. Fractions kit, but Easy Math doesn't come with one. I'm sure you could probably easily make one online and print it out on plastic. That would be the other benefit. I mean, with the other benefits to having the Mortensen, any of these blocks will work to do the Mortensen, the Crewton Ramone math. Any of these, you can do it with noodles, you can do it with pasta, you can do it with 5 sheets of cardstock and a printer and some crayons. You can do whatever you want to teach your kids math. You don't have to have the blocks. But if you're going to get blocks, my recommendation is, if you can find them or wait for them, is to get the Mortensen. If that's not an option, and the cost, because it's very hard to find them used right now, if you don't want to wait the 4 or 5 weeks or possibly 6 months to get your blocks, which I didn't want to, and I found mine on eBay, then go ahead and order the Easy Math, because it's really, they're not bad ones. And if you can find some cheap Matthew C ones, you can get those. Just understand that the limitations, but any of them are good. My favorites are the Mortensen and the Easy Math, just because of the trays. The trays are incredibly helpful, and because they're very sturdy, you're not going to get teeth marks in these from a child who likes to chew on everything. There won't be teeth marks in these. They don't warp, whereas the Matthew C ones will warp, though they actually come warped. But not horrible. It's not horrible. It's just not great. And the Easy Math ones aren't going to warp. It's the same plastic as the Legos, or at least it feels the same. So that's my take on all of these different math blocks. I know that Cuisinart makes some math blocks that Education Unboxed is using, and they seem to be using theirs fine as well. I think to take advantage of the entire Mortensen, especially Crewton Ramone's, the way he does math, I really think the Mortensen ones are the way to go. But you have to do what you have to do, and we like them all for different reasons. So that's my review.